Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you're here with me, man. I'm Jim. I'm glad you're here. I am going to jump into the LTC chart here and the BTC chart today. We're going to look and see what we can find out what's going on with the market. Okay. Hope you are having a great Saturday. Um, Sorry about that. Let me. I didn't do a ton of prep here. I was actually showing somebody something yesterday. I wanted to forgot to close that out. All right. Well, we're looking at the chart here, and we're gonna figure out okay what's going on here. My main count right now, as it stands, my number one count is that we have a one, one, two, three, four, five, and that's and I think we're finished or very close to finished. We have possibility coming up here to 150 in that region. Um, let me zoom out here and identify some structure points that we might be heading up to. Um, the the most logical structure point is we got one right here. Oh, missed it. Right there at that peak. And then the next one is um, next one's right here at 180. So 161, 180. There's some small ones along the way. We might be pushing up to there. Um, so I don't know. I at this stage anything's possible. Everything's going parabolic and just everything's extended. We got extended waves everywhere, and so it's certainly a possibility that we're gonna see some. So we got a lot of strength in the market here. The powers that be are moving it, and making the market quite difficult to trade in a lot of ways. Quite difficult to find targets and actually and nail them because the there's a lot of front runs on the targets as well. So we're dealing with some difficulty, but this is my main count here. I think we're close to being done. This might push up to here. This might push up to here. Man, that's a huge wave if it does. It just doesn't seem likely, but it's possible. 150 is a nice round number as well. So we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do here. I'm not sure, and we'll just have to watch the market. We can continue trading it along the way. I don't have to know everything that's going to happen. I've never believed that that I have to know. But let's zoom in here to the fifth wave and see what we can see here again on the 2 hour. What I want to show you on the 2 hour is that we have let's see here. We had some it wasn't the 2 hour. We had some divergence in the 2 hour. We no longer have divergence in the 2 hour. Let's go back out to the 4 hour. See if we had the divergence there. There was the divergence here. We got widespread divergence in the 4 hour chart, and but it's not super strong. It's really not as strong as I would like to see it. So I'm not thinking it means a whole lot, but I just want to show it to you. We got on the 4 hour chart, we got price going up while the strength is going down. So on the RSI, we're right in the middle, so we've got room to go up. We've also got room to go down. You can see when we were in the middle here, the RSI continued down right here during this correction. This could be that we're going to see some more correction down to the downside, even similar to that hump. We might see another one in the same vein here. Let me draw a trend line here that might help you see that as well. So you can see a trend line that's been forming here and it's been respecting it. On your charts, you should draw these trend lines, and so because it often gives you a place for price to bounce off as well. I use fibs mainly, but if there's a lot of correspondence with the structure as well as the fibs with the trend line, I think that's important. So that looks like an important trend line. It's possible that we come on down to it and even break it. That's what I'm expecting personally, but we'll see what happens. So that's just looking at the 4 hour, just from a bird's eye view here. We do have a bit of a a trend line here working on the RSI. If price kind of whittles down here, or if the RSI kind of comes down here and breaks it, well, we'll be heading down for that. You'll notice that RSI, I haven't really shown you RSI like this before, but basically here's a trend line from the RSI before. You can see how it respected it false break here. It respected, and then it broke. And then once it broke, um, that's when she started falling. Uh, and then they make new ones. Like here was a trend line here. Okay, and once it broke to the upside, it gave you confirmation that you're going up. So you can use the RSI like that to help you make decisions in the market as well. So RSI analysis is pretty good. My buddy Craig does a good job with that. He's excellent at that. That being said, all right. Anyway, so yeah, we've got room. We've got room to the. Well, actually, you can kind of see as I draw these trend lines, you can see that we have a wedge forming here. We've got probably this is going to come on up. We might have a wedge continue to form right there, and then it could break to the downside after that later. So that means price could continue to oscillate up on to the upside with Litecoin. Okay, let's look at the Elliott count and see what we can see in the 1 hour. Get rid of the RSI here. There we go. All right, what can we know here? Well, we got a clear one wave here. I was calling this 1, 2, 3 for the longest time, 4, and then 5. That's the way I'm thinking right now. But here's another potential count that I'm also thinking about. I'm thinking. Let me. Yeah, black's fine. This could be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing could be 3, and we're coming down for 4. I mean, that's a possibility. Now, that could come down here, okay, and that would respect the one wave here, which would be fine, and then we'd be going up for our final push. So that's a possibility here. We'll have to pay attention and watch and see what happens. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see what is going on right here. I think it's an ABC, and that could be finished. Okay, this ABC could be done if you just take a look at the structure of this wave here. This was basically a WXY or an ABC. This could be a WXY, but this B wave right here was just straight sideways, and it's a lot of shenanigans. Really, there was hardly any retrace at all, and it was really it screwed a lot of traders up. Especially retail traders that don't use stop losses. People, y'all need to use stop losses, especially if you're getting in on these dips. If you got in on this dip, if you don't use a stop loss, I mean, look what it did to you. Okay, so you need to make sure that you get in on these dips and use stop losses, or take your profits after about $5. Scalp trades these dips, but then what happens is you get this dip and then it just shoots up. I mean, there's been no retrace, nothing. It was just a rocket to the upside. And to me, that's just pure manipulation. It's just pure FOMO creating. They're creating all kinds of emotions through these things. What are they creating with this? Man, this was a steady, lethargic push down. What kind of emotions were created? That it was just if you finally kind of give in, this thing's going down, it's not going to bounce. And then at 126, there was really no bounce, man. It was more of a, okay, I think I'll stop moving now. And it just goes sideways for a couple of hours, and I think, and then finally, okay, yeah, I think I'll shoot up now. And it's pure manipulation. It's just complete. You got to understand that this market is manipulated by people with money. You've got to understand that, and they're out to take your money. And so, they didn't give anything away here. They didn't give this move away at all. They didn't. You know how it comes down really fast. You get this big wick, and you get this really big bounce. You've got this bounce that happens immediately, but here it didn't happen like that at all. And then all of a sudden, it just starts shooting up. And I don't think anybody was expecting it, and it just happened. And there you go. It's kind of frustrating, for sure. So you make sure you're trading with stops, okay? You make sure your entries are good. Let's talk about entry discipline, okay? Entry discipline. When you see a wave coming down here and you want to enter this area of the market, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you get in on this first bottom third here, okay? If you don't get in on the bottom third, do not get in there, okay? I got to repeat that. Do not go in. If you don't get in here, don't get in, okay? Because what happens is you see the price going up and moving up, and you finally decide, okay, I need to get in. You look, by the time you decide to get in, this is what happens. It just will retrace on you. So you just wait it out. You wait it out. And so you wait and you get in here if you want to get in. Okay. And this was kind of a hard place to get in because it just went sideways for hours. And then finally it decides to go up a little bit, and it goes up kind of fast. And then it just jumps down at you. And so you got to make sure that you get on the bottoms and you set stops at, once it moves up, you can go set stops for break even, or you just set stops for just below your entry at the bottom low, because if it breaks that low, it's going to continue going down. So that's the beauty of these kind of stops. If you get in at the bottom, you can set your low so tight, you can set your stops so tight that you're not going to lose a ton of money. You're not going to be afraid to enter that market, even though you're not sure what's going on. So you got to enter at the bottom here, okay, guys? That's really, really critical, and you got to learn discipline. If you don't get the bottom or this bottom third, within a dollar and a half of the bottom, then you don't get in. Okay, you just don't get in. You wait for the retrace, and if you do get in, here you have to understand something. Where's your stop? Where do you put your stop? You put your stop underneath here, but look how many dollars that is. That's you'd have to put it here at 127, and and if you get in at 131, that's 132. That's $4 or $5. And if you're trading 100 Litecoin, that's a $500 loss if you have to stop that trade out. I don't risk that much. I don't like risking that much at all. Especially if I'm trading that high. So you guys got to be smart about where you enter. You enter down here at the bottom of waves. Okay, if it goes up, you just let it go. Because what do we know? We need to have a little saying here. Price will come back. Price will come back. A lot of you guys were FOMOing here. Look what price has done. It has come back. Are freaking out. Price is going up. It's going to leave me. No, it's not. It's going to come back. It always does. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to come back 10 times. It doesn't mean it's going to come back and stay there. It just means that you're going to get another chance. So you better be ready for it. So you had another chance here to get in at a better price. You had plenty of chances to get in here, better price, and then get a $5 scalp or something like that, or a break-even trade. Then you had a chance to get in down here, but that wasn't the clearest of entries. Except we did that entry point, just as we talk about trading today, and I guess this video has turned into that, just talking about trading. There it is. I mean, draw your trend lines and draw your structure lines before price comes down. Okay, draw them on your chart so that when you begin to see a reaction at these structure areas. Okay, see this? I'm just going to wick this off right here. I'm just going to wick this off right here. Wick the 2 touches right there. You can see how the price touches these lines, respects these lines. Okay, and so as you see reactions off these lines, you can enter your trades with some confidence that other traders are with you, and the price is going to bounce from there. All right, so draw your structure lines. Even if you clutter up your chart, draw these lines and see if there's draw the best lines. If you don't want to clutter up your chart, that's a decent one there. But you can see right here how the structure line, this came down and touched it. So once it touches and bounces, get rid of it, okay? Because it's done. Okay, and then the next structure line is right here. We kind of went past it. It kind of came and touched this area here, but it came past it. That would have been a good entry point, even if you got in, it was only $1 off, so that's a good entry. So that's a good. But once it's touched, it had a second touch, you got to get rid of it. Okay, and then the next line was right here, and so you can see how it respected that. So now that it's bounced off, we're going to get rid of those as well. Okay, because if it comes down again, it's gonna go further. Might have some reaction off of 124 here, but more than likely, once it comes down, the next structure point is going to be right here. Boom, right there. Okay. Oh, actually, there's one right here. So it's looking like 121 is a potential key. Where we'll mark this one as well. That'll be critical to have on our chart. Let's mark Let's mark a couple of these here. There's one. So even if you have a bunch of them together, it just kind of gives you an idea. All right, this is where price, we're going to see some reaction in price here. This is a good one. You see how many touches? We got 4 touches directly on that one. That's 114 is a key level. All right, so this is what we do with structure lines and trading, okay? So if what's price going to do? What is price going to do here? Well, now that we've entered this trade, we've got in here, what do we do? Well, let's look at the RSI and see what we're looking at here on the 30-minute. Let's look on the 15-minute RSI and see what we're looking at. Right in the middle here, price could go, has plenty of room to go to the upside. Let's see if we have any trend lines to work with here. There's a nice trend line right there. Looks like price is being supported by that trend line a little bit. See this other trend line I carried from another time frame. So there's plenty of RSI support here. So if we break these trend lines, we're going to head down. So watch that. So draw some trend lines on your chart. Use the RSI. And draw the trend lines on the different time frames. Let's also see if we can figure out a count. This was so straight up. This to me looks like a 4 wave. We're probably going to go up for a 5, most likely. Probably going to have a 5 wave to the upside. Oh, sorry, got everything on my chart here. So yeah, this looks like an ABC to the downside. We got, if not, it's 5 waves, and that's another potential. That's my 2 different counts. But this looks like an A. We got a B here, and then we've got 1, 2. I don't like the 3. I really don't like this wave structure. It's very odd, especially right here. But this looks very 4 wave-ish. The 4th wave. So, I mean, I almost want to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a 5 wave structure. We're going up for an ABC. So that's a potential count. So I'm sorry I'm all over the place right now, but let me just explain to you that's a potential count. Let's zoom out a little bit and show you what that would look like if that's a count. That means we're heading up a little bit more for this B wave, and then we're going to head down for a C wave. So this is a potential. What we're looking at here, this is an A. We're coming up for B, and then we're going down for C. Okay. Chances are we're going to hit some of these lines down there. Okay, something like that. That's a potential. I don't know what this B is going to look like. I'm not even going to throw the fibs on that because there's just nothing to project. I don't even know. There's no structure there really to project, and I don't think I'd get an accurate projection. So I guess what we should look at is structure. Up there, let me just draw a couple lines for structure, see if there's any kind of structure. There's a target there. You can see how we hit this target here. Let's see, where else is a target? I mean, like right there is some basic minor structure there. So yeah, we're probably looking at back to the 140 mark. Excuse me. Make sure I'm still recording here. Yep, I am. Okay. Yeah, so we're possibly looking if we got another push to the upside. It doesn't mean we're going to get it. We've hit the major structure here. We could just be going sideways before we go down. That's a possibility. We might be heading down from here. So this could be the top of B. So I don't know. But I'm going to wait for a high probability move. I want, so this is a possibility. We've got a wave that's 5 waves to the downside. We're gonna have 3 waves to the upside. So I am kind of looking for a little bit of a push down and then another push up to make ABC. That would be ideal. That would be pretty. Whether we get it or not, I don't think so. I don't know. Just this wave structure is so difficult to see all these extensions. I mean, that's just an extended 1 wave if it is, or whatever it is, an extended A. I don't even know what it is. It's just straight up is what it is. Okay, you can hear how frustrated I am at this count. So, if you're frustrated, I get it. We're all kind of, that's what the market makers do. There's a lot of shenanigans to take your money, so understand that. Okay, so what's another potential count? So we might be dealing with ABC here. What's another potential count? Well, the potential count is let me get rid of this here. That was your ABC. That's an A, B, and C. I don't like it as much, but it's certainly possible. So then we've got this one wave being made, and it's and maybe an extended first wave rather than an extended fifth wave, an extended first. But what's that mean? If there's a one wave, there's going to be followed by a two wave. The two wave is a general deep retracer, but I wouldn't bet on it. But if we see price coming down here and reacting, where would be some structure lines for that? Let's see. We got one right there. Traders going to be mindful of 133. Um, Traders will be mindful of this area right there, about 129 area. So anywhere between these two lines right there, 133 to 129. You're gonna have to draw these on your own chart so you can see them. I know mine's cluttered, and I know you can't see it on YouTube as good. But anyway, if price comes down here and bounces, and we see a bounce off a structure line here, then that would be a good trade to take. And then we'd have two waves to be able to do a projection off of, whether it's a one wave and a two wave. But that's what that would be. If this is ABC, this is either going to be an ABC and then followed by another ABC. That would be a 333 correction, or that this is ABC is done and we're going to be followed by five waves to the upside. So we could be looking for five waves to the upside right now, kind of parabolic, and then that'll finish us completely on this run. And so yeah, we'll have to wait and see what that's looking like. So yeah, I don't know, guys, but so we got a potential here of basically that would look like this. If I don't know if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then five goes up even higher. So yeah, five would be up here somewhere. Yeah, it's a cluttered chart. Isn't that beautiful? It's a work of beauty. It's just a work of art. So yeah, is that what we're looking for? I can't tell you yet. We'll have to wait and see, but that's a potential. Remember that this might go up for a final wave here, and then a fifth wave first to a structure point there, maybe, and then down. But we should wait for the retrace. If you want to wait for an entry, don't FOMO in here. Never, never, never FOMO in. This thing, waves, have you ever just seen a wave just go straight up and never stop and never come back? No. I mean, look, here's a wave that went straight up, but it retraced on you. You say, but yeah, Jim, but this thing went up and up and up. But look, it came back to you. Okay, so listen, waves come back. You get other chances. There are going to be other waves to trade. You'll be able to make money in the market. You guys have to learn a trading mentality if you're going to trade. So we could see an ABC down here to this trend line. Maybe I don't know how long it goes sideways. It could do that. Could take forever to get over there. I don't know when that halving is. It could correspond with that, and that's something we need to think about. The halving coming up. All right, so what's it gonna do? I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So let's see what price does here. Once price does this, I'll know better, and I'll probably put another quick video out just to kind of give you an update. Once we have some clarity, make sure you're on the Discord, Jim of All Trades Discord, or the Litecoin swing trading community. I'm updating us both there, and basically as information comes, I'll start updating. Again, the Discord is not super active. We're working on it and have to become a tight community because we just started it. So you come and you help it make it a great community. We'll work on getting a rhythm going and how that's going to play out and what that's going to look like over time. Don't forget to subscribe, help the channel grow, and to comment. Let's just take a look at BTC. Here we do have some parabolic move here to the upside. That's on the 2-minute chart. Let me go to the 4-hour here and just see what we got going on. It looks very strongly like we're heading up for the upside. We are going to make a new high, most likely. Let me get this out of the way. We are on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, reaching oversold, so expect a correction at some point soon. When we're going to get that correction, we've still got room, but it's really oversold on the 4-hour. So expect some down move here. Yeah, it might not continue going up. That might just be an ABC right there, and then we come down to the downside. That would kind of complete everybody's head and shoulders that we're looking for. That would also correspond with this being the large wave down. Oh, by the way, did I tell you? I forgot to tell you. We could be finished completely. Yeah, we could be totally finished with our count here. The fifth wave could be totally done. I forgot to mention this, and I want to mention it right now. This fifth wave could be finished, and this is the 1-2 wave of a 3-4-5 wave of the first wave of A. So remember, we're looking for a big ABC coming down, and this might be a 1-2 of the first A, the A wave. Remember, A is 5 waves, so this would be 1-2. It would be coming down big for 3. So remember that, guys. It's not only up is the way we're looking. We have to have a potential down as well. So hope some of you stayed on to see that. So yeah. So if we get a bounce here, down, I mean, if we get a rejection here and we get a push down, that's going to correspond with Litecoin going down to the downside, um, as well as this head and shoulders that everybody's been kind of looking at and say, yeah, is there a head and shoulders here? I mean, yeah, I guess maybe. I'm not a big head and shoulders fan, so I use Dove. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just don't use. I'm not a big fan of the head and shoulders pattern. I know it happens, but generally, it's head and shoulders just indicates it's the top of a wave. So this could be the top of the fifth wave, and that's it right there. The way I have that drawn, and then we're heading down for. You know, we're heading down. But this looks too three wave-ish there. That's the only problem with that, with what I'm saying. That looks very three wave-ish. There is a very, very tiny potential four wave there, but I don't think so. This is very three wave-ish, and we got the bounce. This might just be A. This might be B. We might be coming down for C before we go up. That's another possibility as well. That would also correspond with our ABC pattern that I was looking for before we go up for a final push. So yeah, that's how we think about Bitcoin along with Litecoin. So yeah, it could go up, it could go down. I'm looking for a down push here anytime. Looking for maybe one more little push to the high to create some divergence in the 4 hour, and then probably going to head down. But yeah, I'm looking for a downward movement. We're so oversold right now. It's unreal. I mean, you see what happens. Well, we got oversold here, but look at our down move. It just went sideways. That may happen, guys. We got oversold here, and we didn't get much of a down move. So yeah, we might just get a little push down and then up again. So be ready for that as well. It's probably going to make new highs here. So I don't know, guys. My gut's saying probably higher. Just the strength of the market is so overwhelming right now. But just be ready for all scenarios. Trade well. If you're entering into trades, make sure you're hitting the bottoms of these pivots. If you miss the bottom of the pivot, don't get in. Don't FOMO and just wait it out. Wait for the next pivot. That's what we're talking about. All right, you guys have a fantastic Saturday. You enjoy your day with your family, and don't look at charts all day. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.